Okay, let's do this then. So, welcome to Roundtable 42.5/43. We had some technical issues last week, and Discord gave up the ghost on us directly before we were due to start. So, we've got last week's notes to go through and some of this week's notes. I've got a very hefty chunk of 7 Days to Die to do, a little bit for Roast, and I think we've got a fair bit for Alt to cover this week as well. So,
Strap in, boys and girls.
Yep. So, welcome to Roundtable 42.5/43. This is our weekly event where we let you know about upcoming changes and our plans for the coming week. We also recap the previous week's events and answer any questions you may have. Thank you again to all supporters, volunteers that keep us running. Still blowing me away the amount of kind comments we get on a daily basis. Things have been steady enough this month that we've got another surprise in store. Come probably later half of next week, maybe the week after, there's going to be another new box coming. So we're going to be replacing our other game server box with the glorious AMD system that's currently hosting the Arc server.
Ryzen power, whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop! There's going to be another down period. It shouldn't be too long. Most of the stuff, as we did with Arc, is going to be pre-prepped and done before we actually take the servers down. But there will be another brief period that's only going to affect 7 days this time. Arc players can breathe a sigh of relief. We're not going to do that to you again. So, fun times ahead again, and probably another stressful end of the month. In what order would we like to do games this week? Do we have any preferences? Alphabetical.
Yes, I'll start with 7 days first of all, I think.
Yeah, that's as good a reason as any, is alphabetical. So I got a massive chunk of Darkness Falls stuff and 7 Days stuff this week. So to start with, Darkness Falls is now live. We wanted to announce that last week, but obviously things went a bit awry and beyond our control. Things have been going quite well. We've got some teams that have progressed fairly nicely. I think we've got most of the issues ironed out now, or at least explained as to why certain things are going on. We've had a couple of bugs, so I'll quickly go over those, but those are in the news section as well. So issue 1, we found scout quests are taking you right back to the centre of the map, which can lead to quests being quite a few kilometres away for some people. This is a known bug tied to a vanilla A20 issue. Fun Pimps are aware of it, Kane is aware of it. It seems to be mainly affecting the Darkness Falls lot. I don't know, are scout quests a thing in vanilla, Tom?
No.
No, that's why it's only affecting Darkness Falls then.
Yeah.
But they're aware of that. They're going to get that sorted out. There's nothing we can do to change that yet. It's purely affecting multiplayer. So we'll have noticed it doesn't happen in single player games, or shouldn't. That's going to be sorted out as soon as the Fun Pimps or Kane get their hands on that. And then there was issue 2, which is the issue of the floating water catchers. Some people have been reporting seeing buckets of water seemingly floating in the air like magic. I was scratching my head about this morning and wondering what the heck was going on there. But apparently Kane says these are supposed to be bee-related or hive-related. So there's something squiffy in the code somewhere that when it tries to spawn a beehive or a bee, it can get its ID wrong. And in this case, that seems to be translating to water catchers. So we're getting floating water catchers all over the place. Kane's aware of it. It's going to be addressed in a future patch. He hasn't of yet in the, I think it's Dev 403's on now or something like that. I don't think it's fixed there yet, but he knows about it and we'll sort that out. We've added today some Caitlin reset zones for Darkness Falls because Nani completely forgot about Caitlin.
Nani.
I know. We've got the traders. We've got the traders covered. We've got all of the towers covered. We've got the labs covered, the military bases. Caitlin's been sorted today. Is there anything else I didn't know about, Tom?
Have you got Eve and what's her face covered as well?
Are they specific to Darkness?
Yes, I shall check when we are finished and let you know.
Cool. So if there is anything else we don't know about, Tom will catch me up on that straight after this, and we'll sort those out. So Caitlin all sorted. I've removed a couple of reset zones, which are in the server updates section for Discord. Those were a little bit too aggressive, too close to cities, but not big enough to really be any use. So I've freed up 3 of those for you. The player ranks page on the website has been updated. It's got the new Darkness Fall servers on there, so you can track your progress and how well you're doing against other players. The connection info page on the website has also been updated, so that's now got links for all the shops, the maps, the vote reward sites, and again has had the Darkness Fall servers added to that. Been through all of the web maps. They've all been tested and working. And for the Darkness Fall servers, I don't know if you know, but if you look at the online map, you can even see the no-build zones. So you can plan ahead your bases and check the area you're going to isn't going to be like covered when you get there and disappointment ensues. We've added tips in chat, so that's been put in this week. They're running every hour now to match the ARC server. Allows us to remind people of rules, conduct, and so people get to see info for the voting links and all that sort of stuff. We've also spent some time and overhauled chat name colours, so your rank colours will now show in game. Make reading chat easier. I've also made sure the bot names and colours have also been standardised, so it's not such like a rainbow bright experience on your eyes as you're reading through chat. Fixed the donor slot functionality, so that had a little bit of an issue, again related to the fun pimps bringing in ESO IDs. So the idea behind that is if you're a supporter and your server is full, you get priority access to the server. That's all working and sorted out now. Voting links are now on the connections page, as I mentioned earlier. You can support us via voting, and you get some Zombucks every single time you vote as well. All helps to bring the players in, and as the community sees at the moment, the more players, the more fun. So if you can vote for us, that would be amazing. And then I think the last step we've got is I've added in currency on the Darkness Falls servers. We haven't done this before, but after some suggestions taken from the community, we've decided to put those in. Every single kill you do gets you credits. Credits can be interchanged between dukes, and you can also change your dukes up to credits. And remember, supporter ranks get bonus Zombucks every time they kill a zombie, so you can withdraw those as dukes, help you progress through the game. There's been a lot of chat about what people would like to see on the shop. From the most outspoken players, those that have been on voice chat and those that have put some information in the thread for me, we were talking initially maybe some very lightweight food, maybe, to help the newer players, but nothing that's going to give you the wellness buff. So maybe a little bit of food might make it on there. But in general, people have been saying they would like to keep things pretty much as they are. We seem to have a really nice community going on at the moment. We've got a new player area that I think Shredder built. And we've got Chrissy's trader post. Players seem to be interacting really nicely at the moment on the servers there. So I think we're going to leave that as it is for now and maybe just chuck some food in there. I'll give it another week. And again, the thread is still up under the dojo for 7 Days to Die. So if you've got some input on what you'd like to see on the shop, sticking to the rules I put in there, we'll give that another run for a week, and then I'll add the food in and we'll call the shop sorted out. So a lot to digest. Most of it is in the news section and the server update section. If you've got any questions later on, we always have a questions section at the end. We'll take feedback there. So alphabetically then, I guess we're getting to ARC, aren't we?
Oh.
Yes, indeed we are. So there's quite a lot of stuff to talk about with regards to ARC. I'm just toying here. Where does the giveaways go in that we've got planned for today? They go in at the end?
I say we do them at the end, yes.
Okay, we'll do those at the end. So from an ARC point of view, a little while ago, Wildcard told us they fixed vanilla beehives, whereby they would spawn into ARC, and then another one would spawn on top of the first one, and then another one would spawn on top of that. You'd end up with stacks of hundreds of beehives all in the same spot. It turned out that last week we discovered that is not fixed. So we've had to reintroduce our scheduled wipes of vanilla beehives to keep the population down on the map. This means that if you have a vanilla beehive in your base, not an S plus one, it will be destroyed by those wipes. Unfortunately, we have to do it. Otherwise, you end up with hundreds and thousands of beehives all over the maps, and it leads to all sorts of nasty problems.
Yeah,
So-
and buzzing, just infernal buzzing.
I was just going down that route to come up with something that included buzzing. Damn you! But yes, we had a lot of lag issues. Didn't we initially? Especially Ragnarok was really bad for it.
Yeah.
Specific spots you would just come into and you wouldn't see there were 254 beehives. You would just see one, but you would notice by the way your client just like went. Whoa. So that seems to be fixed.
Off the back of that as well, we also noticed that the commands to do those wipes had also changed, which meant the fish and salmon, which we wipe daily, and the decayed wild eggs from wyverns and rock drakes, which we wiped weekly, were not being cleaned up. So those are all happening again now. So you should get a better spread of wildlife in the rivers. And you shouldn't be picking up any more eggs in the wilds that decay as soon as you pick them up and disappear right away. Decay time on those is like 7 days, so we wipe them once a week or just before they're due to decay. So that should be cool. Another piece of functionality we've been looking at is player renaming. We believe we've got a solution that will allow players to, after they've created their character, pick another name. We will make that available through more than likely either a kit in the shop or a command that you'll use. As per most games, we're going to try and restrict that to like kind of 1 or 2 renames, because what we don't want is people just coming on and changing the character's name constantly to confuse people about who they are and causing problems for us. But we have that planned to go in. We also have a system now that is available for us to allow the transfer of imprints from Dinos. So yeah, so we had some really big conversations a little while ago about imprint transfers and what it means to imprint a dino to you personally. What came out the back of that was if you could just put a dino in a soul trap and give it to somebody else and throw it out and the imprint automatically transfers, there is no real value to imprinting. You might as well just turn it off. And apply the bonus to all dinos in the game and forget about it, because it just kind of, it's a bonus for you being there when you birth your dino and you imprint upon your little furry ball of fluff or teeth or whatever it happens to be. But that does mean that some players, maybe can't be online or maybe want to trade the dino at a higher cost with the imprint or something like that. So we've come up with a way to allow people to buy a token that allows them to imprint a dino to them. It won't change your imprint level, but it will it'll pet your dino and it'll then love you instead of the person that gave it to you. It won't be free because it kind of feel it should be something that you may have had to put a little bit of work in to do. You can't just retrain your dino overnight. So that'll be coming. Just seeing what's in here. Just checking general because I was in another channel. What about people who are going to craft S plus beehives for the first time? Won't have any effect whatsoever on them. Beehives will still be on the map. They'll still be available. We only wipe them once every 24 hours. So you can go out and kind of get your honey and do your thing. That's not going to be a problem. We're not removing them from the map entirely. We're just stopping them stacking up. Yes, as Death Shots pointed out, anyone that joins the cluster with the name human 123 we do rename them by force. Normally to a player vote, whoever's online, to pick a nice name for them. We have a few players who seem to have adopted their new names and embraced them. But we thought we'd just give people the opportunity to do it for themselves.
You also really do not want that group of players to name your character. You really don't.
No.
So I would definitely pick a good name.
So
Trust me, we've met them. No.
So we got player renaming, imprint transfers, and the next one on the list is custom spawn points. So this is a big job for us, and it's something that's becoming more and more apparent as we get more and more people playing. We currently have a rule that says if you build in a spawn area, you have to leave a path out of your base so that people can get out and actually play the game. Not building in a spawn area is very difficult on some maps because the areas that those spawns cover are huge. So we will be doing the mammoth task of setting up no build areas somewhere in the vicinity of the current default spawns for all maps, and then fixing the spawn point for that area to the middle of that no build zone, so that people will be able to travel maps without worrying about getting stuck in somebody's foundations. That's going to be quite a large job, and yeah, I think it will be very beneficial. If we can't find a spawn area that hasn't got a building in it, then we'll have to make space with a large gun. Next one on my list that I want to talk about is soul traps and releasing your tames. So we're on PvE cluster. I've chatted this over with a few people and most recently talked to Nani about it today. We can't see any downside to it, and we can't see at this moment in time any way it could be exploited. So we're going to remove the release restrictions on soul traps, so you can throw out your tames inside somebody else's base if you're not allied with them. If anyone can think of any reason not to do that, let us know.
You mean other than assholes?
Well, we couldn't think of any arseholish type things that people could do with that functionality that they can't do already.
The other thing we talked about earlier as well is if somebody really wanted to, inverted quotes, be an arsehole, all they've got to do really is walk a few feet away from your base, deploy it, and do that thing anyway. So the positives of being able to just chuck your dragon out in the middle of your friendly base you've landed in, rather than having to run outside, is probably outweighs the fact that, yeah, I think that's good.
Excellent. Remind me to fill DJ's base with dodos next chance again.
I thought you were going to say
Yeah,
ourselves for a minute then.
That's an interesting one Vikings mentioned. Say you throw out a bunch of breeders in somebody's base and stuff their soul traps full of dinos. Stop them breeding.
Yep.
Do we not already have protection for that within the plugin we have? I'm pretty sure we do.
We do. Your soul trap won't pick up something that's been pooped out by a dino not in your tribe. Let me just check that.
There is a specific entry in the config, and I remember seeing it to stop people throwing breeders out next to your breeders.
Patch wandering dino mating. No, that's to stop your dinos mating with other people's dinos while on wander. So what you could do is, if you wanted to screw with somebody's breeding line, you could drop your tame into their base and put it on wander, and it would start mating with their breeders.
But depending on where you also have your breeders located, they could probably do that from outside the wall too. It depends. Swings and roundabouts.
No, I mean, without that patch in, people can really mess up your breeding programs.
Yeah.
But we prevent that anyway, so that's not an issue. Yeah, but that's the thing though, Giga. What we're saying is anybody can do this. Your allies you trust. You ally with somebody that you trust to, be cool. And yes, your allies can release stuff in your base. So if they're an arsehole, you de-ally them and remove them. What's been asked for is anybody at all. So personally, I think that's could be a potential issue that Vikings spotted there. We do clear up unclaimed dinos automatically. So
Yeah, I mean,
that's-
there wouldn't be a huge problem for frames, etc., but you'd still end up with your soul terminal full of.
yeah, you'd have a soul terminal stuffed full of crappy dinos, and
Hmm.
all your breeders' babies would have been cleaned up and died. I think that one's coming off the list then.
There we are.
There you go.
See,
That's the
that's
point
why
of
we
discussion.
discussed.
Yeah.
The speed at which things happen on the roundtable, yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow at the maintenance, we'll be putting in the first part of our questing system. This is just the installation of the software and the tracking of basic player stats. And that will include stuff like we'll be tracking all your movements. So your deaths, your wild dino kills, tames, boss kills, kill to death ratio, playtime, total deaths, how many tames you've got, how many world boss kills you've got, missions completed, missions failed, OSD progression, all that kind of stuff. All that's going to start being tracked. On top of that, we'll be able to track dino kills, what you've harvested, what you've tamed, and particular items you've crafted. Using all that data, we are then going to put together a quest progression to take you through your ARC experience, give you weeklies and dailies, and also we could put it, well, we'll be putting in quests for high-end gear and equipment, ascendant blueprints, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. We can do exactly that, Deathshot. There is actually, I've already built one quest for OSD progression. I can't remember what I called it. There's one for fishing. I called that Master Beta because I'm original like that. What else did I put in there?
Why am I
while was
thoroughly
testing.
unsurprised?
Well,
Well, DJ, you've got to pull from your own experiences.
Exactly. Do what you know. Do what you know the best.
For anybody who wants to know as well, by the way, yes, this is exactly what the admin chat sounds like at all times.
So yes, if you can, for example, one of the questions put in was catch 1,000 fish with a fishing rod. That would then unlock like an ascendant fishing rod for you. Harvesting 10,000 element would give you the achievement, the Elementalist, and give you other rewards. As part of our testing, we've got like a quest chain called Rex Hunter. So you've got Journeyman, Mastercraft, and Ascendant Rex Hunter achievements to get. Obviously, you can guess what the rewards for those are. The various saddles for those tiers. Daily quests, one of them is a test that will go live on Wednesday, is Resource Roulette. So you kill 48 wild dinos in a day and tame 2 and play for more than 60 minutes, and you get a selection of rewards. Then there's like a weekly quest called You Are the Boss. You have to actually kill 1,000 wild dinos in a week and 3 bosses of any kind, and then you get another reward. So lots of cool stuff going on there.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nifty.
Yeah,
Surprisingly, I've not been let out on this, by the way, yet. So nice.
And there'll be quest chains. So one quest will lead to the next one, and it'll lead you through the whole kind of progression thing. So there's a lot going on there. That is a really big job for us. But the first bit is getting the leaderboards onto the website, get the stats tracking, and then we can start putting in the quests. And I think what we'll probably do is we'll build out a quest chain for the island for storyline progression, introducing people to the game and building like their first base and all that kind of stuff. And then maybe we commit to like releasing one new quest every week or something like that on top of that. So, start with the base tames and saddles, then equipment and all sorts of stuff like that.
So TLDR, if you were ever going to restart Arc, now is pretty much the time. Just saying.
Yeah. So that's all going in tomorrow. And then I think we've got a big question for you guys about the Hex store. All the stuff on the Hex store, would you like to see it in the Arc shop? So that's the resources, not the loot crates, but it'll be the resources that appear in the Hex shop. Because what we kind of want to do is put all of that stuff you can purchase in one place, in one interface, and then just bin it off. So we can provide all the same functionality the Hex store can, and also possibly provide a way of converting or spending those hex points in a different way. But yeah, we want some discussion about the hex shop. Do people use it? No, is it valuable to you? Would you rather get your rewards in points and just have everything on the points side of things? Kind of what are your thoughts? Seeing what's coming out in general. That's kind of what I was thinking, Fester. One currency, we reward people for doing missions and stuff on Genesis with points instead of hexagons, and then we just move all the functionality over to the one shop. Yeah, there's no way to get shards on Gen 1 at the moment, but I would quite happily append them to the loot tables.
Excellent question, Bob. I have no idea.
Fed shards are already a farm fest anyway. Just get a boss on farm and breaking them in.
Oh, God, yeah. Monkey's my favorite one to do that with.
In answer to Carnality's question there, the mod launcher that's in the video that I posted, that particular one, Kane has said, is the one he recommends because as of the time of writing his message, the other one didn't have the correct version of Darkness Falls on it, or he was having issues updating that particular mod launcher or waiting times. So I went with that one because basically Kane says that's the one to use and has the most up-to-date copies of his software.
I see you mean people going to Gen to farm fed shards instead of getting them by doing the boss runs. Yes, that would be a total possibility, but I don't think they translate as a one-to-one reward for hexagons.
We can completely customize that as well. So
Yeah, we kind of base the value of fed shards. Originally, they were based around the difficulty of getting element and what it would cost you in time versus reward. And then we put the element into the shop at the cost, So the boss would drop, say, 60 elements. Then on the shop, we then converted that over to fed shards and said, right, 60 element is worth this many fed shards, and used that out across the entire cluster. So it was kind of like a translation for that. So while people are thinking about that as well, there was one more other thing to do with Arc, and I will tell you what it is. Yeah, we have some protections in place to stop people stealing from open boxes in your bases unless you have allied with them. So the idea is you're pottering around your base, you leave a box open, there's some valuable stuff in it. Right now, somebody can't crawl through a window in your base, go and rob that box, even if it's unlocked, unless they are allied with you. So it's like a second level of protection, because we had a few cases where people were joining the cluster, crawling through windows, searching out stuff in people's bases for that one unlocked box, and then robbing it. Yeah, opportunists. And at the time, I was kind of like, well, fair play. You left your box open, you left your front door open, they walked in and took your shit.
I'm
Your
still
choice.
of that opinion, but yeah.
Yeah, totally your choice. But the flip side of that is if you do have that kind of atmosphere going on, then it's not a nice place to play where you know that somebody could just come in and steal your stuff because you've got to do something. Yeah, and exactly, Festa. So the question here is, that protection that we put in stops you using the forges and the cookers in our trading posts. Do we turn that protection off until the software is updated that provides that protection? Or do we leave it on and early to mid game players don't have access to a cooker or a forge in our trading posts? Thoughts in general, please.
Because I can't be asked to tell, I'm going to say mine out loud.
Yeah.
I've restarted the game a few times now. I have not once thought about going to the trading post to use the stuff we have there.
Fair enough. I have seen people using it, and every time I go there, there's always at least one person pottering around doing stuff.
Oh yeah, kind of. Once I've got into the late game, it's nice to kind of have it there and that kind of thing. But in the early game, it's not something I've really thought about.
Ah,
Mainly because you've
it,
got to get to it before you can do anything
Yeah,
else.
it kind of kicks in as
Although,
to
to be
you
fair,
have
we've got the
access to it, but
teleports
now
now,
we've got the
so
teleport. Yes.
yeah.
So everybody can get to the trading post just by typing /TP in chat, if you didn't know already.
and you can do that while sitting on a dino.
Yep, and Dinosaur will go with you.
Just please don't do it with a Bronto.
I mean, what?
Not at the moment, no, Giga. I know where you're going with that one, and I totally agree with it. It may be coming down the line, but by the time that nice to have is installed, we'll probably be on Op 2.
Coming soon to a cluster near you.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll try and get that up and running by next week, you know what I mean? So get your clients ready.
Um,
All about family, that. All about family.
So I'll quickly jump onto the docs notes while we're still nattering about Arc in general. I aligned the cost of the mind wipes on docs so they all have the same cost, which requires the use of a docs piece of meat, Lazarus, I believe. We've also removed the cooldown on respecs because there was no point because that's built into docs. Also, we're fine with adding the upgrade station to docks in its grinder capacity to allow you to get element. So that will be coming to a dock server near you very, very soon. Like probably tomorrow if I remember to change the mod ID and put the config in.
I'm totally calling that, by the way, before that happens. Explorer notes on Arc 2. Just video transcripts of Vin Diesel reading the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming. I'm calling that now. That's going to happen.
Docks, the boat maker table. That's
What is a boat make? Is it What?
No, it's pretty cool actually. I had a link to the mod the other day. I was looking at it. Is it Advanced Rafts? I think. Yeah, was it this one?
HL and Vin. That's amazing.
Pretty sure it was that one.
You don't make gasoline either in Arc 2. You make diesel.
I love it.
What do you clean your windows with? Vindley.
I'm pretty sure that's the mod. I'll double check it out, but I don't think there's any reason we can't put that in. It's tried and tested on official as well, I believe. So yeah, I'm quite happy with giving you boats to play with.
Boats versus Rodan. Videos and showcase, please.
Yeah, I will. I will want to say. I must say though that the first person that makes a boat on docks has to put a nameplate on the side of it and call it Boaty McBoatface. Just
I
class.
mean, yes. Second person just needs to call it a Titanic and then immediately sink it. That is your punishment for not being first.
So I think that covers off all the stuff in Arc. That covers off docks. That covers off 7 days.
Yep.
And the last thing to mention is we finally finished work on what we're calling, well, on our software to allow people to claim their supporter perks themselves and get them delivered as soon as, well, almost immediately. We're going to start testing that on the main website shortly.
Yay.
It is
Yay.
so cool. Yep.
And I think we'll probably trial it with, I'm thinking 7 days first of all, just so we only have a couple of things go through on it, and then move it over to Arc, because I'm not sure how it'll affect existing products in terms of delivering things, but we'll see. Docs shop. To be honest, Viking, I have not had the time to look at it. We've just had a lot going on, and I'm finding my thoughts on our docs server are it is probably too easy at the moment.
Yeah, I would go with that.
I'm not sure that's the one on the docs official, but yeah. So I'm thinking it might be too easy. So we're very fast approaching launching another docs map in that regard, I think. Now I suppose the question there is then, do we launch a new map on a new server and let people move to it? Or do we leave the easy one up, launch a hard one, let people play through easy, then move on to the hard one? See if they can actually beat the game.
I like that idea, like a kind of an easy way in, and then play some hardcore.
Yeah, I like making
Move.
it hard, yeah. Learn and then play.
As in, same thing we did with Lost Island. No transfer of items, no transfer of tames, but you can bring your character from one to the other.
Naked and afraid.
Level, from what I
Thanks, Reese.
level doesn't really matter too much.
It
So
shouldn't do, because
people-
leveling's fairly easy anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. So people could join the Easy Docs server, think they have figured it all out and shit, I can beat it, then go over to the hard one and just get totally ruined.
I can beat it. Yay! I can't beat it. Oh.
So the big question there is, what map would we want on the new Docs server? And no, Docs Lost Island is not possible yet. They still haven't given us the dev kit.
32nd of July.
Yeah. Extinction's going to be rough. Shame I can't turn on those pouncing raptors.
That is an interesting proposal by Giga there.
Giga. See, I'd love Fieldjaw, but I want it on official. I agree with you on that one too, Giga. But again, same problem's going to arise if they've. Well, they won't actually have changed much, and Docs does support. No, it doesn't support Fieldjaw because it's not an official map at the moment. And I bet you anything it won't support it until the dev kit comes out.
Probably not,
Oh.
to be fair.
We'll see what happens there. I mean, it might be that once Fieldjaw releases, then they finally give us an updated dev kit.
That's not far around the corner, is it?
That's probably closer to Carnos, Krusty. Depends on which cold ones you're talking about. Because Dark Elf cold ones are closer to Raptors, but Lizardmen cold ones are closer to Carnos. Big fat chunky boys.
Oh, do we have a supporter? We do. Home cooked. Carnality.
I saw. We'll sort it out straight after this.
Thank you very much, Carnality, if you're listening, whether it be now or later. How many boosters we got on the server? 20. We're fully boosted up, Harry. But you can move to the top of the list if you do. And go pink. So, yes, automated rewards delivery is coming soon. New server is coming soon. That will allow us to expand games-wise, plus give us support for more ARC maps if required, and total conversions. It's all looking really cool. If everybody could pop any questions they have for us or suggestions in general, we'll do like 5 minutes of Q&A. And then I think we can jump into the much anticipated giveaway.
Before we do that, Nani.
Yes.
Rust?
Yes.
Well, that kind of ties into our automated delivery of in-game perks.
Do you have any other Rust news? At all?
Other Rust news? Are you hinting at something I've forgotten, or?
No, you mentioned Rust specifically at the beginning, so I didn't know whether you had anything special just for Rust or whether it was just the
No. My
glorious plugin.
The glorious plugin is leading way towards getting Rust off the ground. We have one remaining issue with that, where, unbeknownst to us, Rust supports the Archon protocol to be able to connect to it and issue commands and things like that. Unbeknownst to us, they have a non-standard version of Archon, which connects slightly different. They call it, WebSockets Archon? So we hadn't pre-planned for this. So the very, very first thing we need to get sorted out with the new plugin is functionality for WebSockets Archon, and then we are good to go with Rust 2, which is highly exciting. I think good things are going to come from that.
Yeah, we can't launch Rust unless we deliver people's perks immediately, or give them the opportunity to claim them immediately, because PvP players, they want shit now.
Yep.
And they ain't going to be waiting for us to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and click a button to have their walls delivered or whatever, or their blueprints delivered that they happen to have purchased.
Zero, the module linking still hasn't been updated for 5 years.
It's cool. If it's on the same mod list that official docs is running, I'm quite happy to drop it in on our docs. So it will be a very exciting and awesome experience. Whoop, whoop. Obviously, if it breaks, it's totally your fault.
Yep.
So, our giveaway plans for today. Now,
And
We're
originally,
giving away
again-
DJ.
We reiterate, whoop whoop.
well, actually, it was those pictures that I took earlier we're giving away, isn't it?
Not those pictures.
Yes, those pictures.
Those are not for public domain. No.
Well,
So-
it's all the Andy and the Marmalade.
Last week, we obviously had the launch of our Darkness Falls server, and everyone was hopping on that and giving it a go and having immense fun. And so we thought it would be a great opportunity to introduce people to the Darkness Falls experience. For those of you that don't know what Darkness Falls is, could somebody give us the top line summary of that one?
Go, Tom, go.
Darkness. Docs for 7 days.
Docs for 7 days. Okay, so it's zombies, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
basically The Walking Dead with zombies and laser guns.
Oh, so you mean 7 days to die, DJ, not just docs. Not just darkness, sorry.
Yeah, it's 7 days to die. Darkness Falls. What is it?
Yeah, so 7 days to die is the base game. 7 days to die essentially is zombie survival arc with zombies. The long and the short of it is arc with zombies. Darkness Falls is a total conversion mod for 7 days to die that makes it so much more immersive. There's a lot more content, a lot more stuff in it, and it's generally brutal and will kill you in the face. But then again, so will 7
Totally.
days to die.
So
That's
with
a
that,
short version.
yeah, with that in mind, we were all ready to give away a copy of 7 Days to Die last week. Unfortunately, that went to shit. However, this week, 7 Days to Die is slightly cheaper. So we are going to give away 3 copies of 7 Days to Die.
Yay!
So,
Gracious great balls of fire.
yep, and that's not all. We've got more. Yes, we know you don't want it, Festa. We've got something lined up for our budding ARC players too. This is a bit of a surprise one because I feel like it's required. I want to show people what they get if they come to a round table, input into the community, and do stuff for us. So we've got a new bot. Hopefully, this thing will work.
Oh, dear.
And yeah, totally. When the bot posts in the general channel, you have 300 seconds to react to it. It will then automatically pick 3 winners at the end of that time. And those will be the people that will get a copy of 7 Days to Die. You can do with that copy whatever you will. But I do encourage people, if you've already got a copy of the game, to consider giving it to somebody who doesn't, or don't enter the draw simply because, it needs to go to somebody that wants it, but giving it away is fine. So whatever. Are we all ready?
Oh my God, we're ready.
The tension. It's massive. That's what she said. 22 listening. We just lost somebody.
I don't think anybody in the room believed that, DJ, for a second, but never mind.
Yeah, I know. Boom. There we go.
Look at that number go.
Ha, Twiggles. You're wrong.
We have another one coming up after this, which I didn't make Nani aware of, but I thought it was an excellent idea.
DJ doesn't tell Nani something. Stop the present.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was watching chat and listening to a few people talking. It goes down and you lose your entry.
Which everybody appears to be doing.
Yes, the fun. Ah, 5 minutes. So we'll give that 5 minutes.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. I typed in the number wrong. In fact, I might end it early.
People are still taking their votes away.
I know.
It's going up and down, down and up and up and down.
You should end it without warning, DJ, and just see who
Yeah,
who's foolish enough
I'm
to take the
going
vote
to.
away. Oh, that gambling here, boys.
No gambling. I'm going to end it.
Happy birthday, Quake.
It's Quickie's birthday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Happy birthday, Quick.
Lifelines, Demos, and Quick.
Happy birthday to all of you then.
Very happy birthday, Quake. Well
Happy
done.
birthday.
Now, come kill some zombies.
So, I will need you guys to DM me your email address, please, so that we will send those codes to you. No, it's cool. We planned for this. This is all planned.
In advance and everything.
Yeah, I know. And the next one coming along, the next giveaway. This may not apply to everybody, and I feel there's quite a few players on our ARC cluster that would really appreciate this. DJ being sus. Oh, you wanted it to be your birthday, did you? Oh, that's a shame, Mickey. Maybe if you say it's your birthday, it automatically picks you as the winner.
Maybe.
Mm. Let me just quickly check something before I do this. Where's that button gone?
It's your birthday tomorrow, Fester.
Missing a button.
Or just a random day in the future.
Shall we just all have a birthday today or something? That's when we just all randomly take a birthday day.
No, because that'll mean I'll be 32, and I don't like 32.
But that's the beauty of random birthday day. You can be whatever age you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Can I be 21 again?
If you want.
Actually,
Right,
I
yes,
don't want to be 21.
that
21
is
was crap,
right.
yeah.
Exactly. Happy non-birthday, everybody. How old is everybody today?
Hang on, I shall work it out.
96.
How old am I, or how old do I feel?
No, I'm asking how old are people based on their unofficial birthday day?
Ah.
55.
Here's the next one coming up, and this is for some of our new players who want to broaden their horizons. And I hope they're listening.
Sandy, he asked how old you are, not how old you feel, dear.
Again, this is something that you can nominate another player for.
Oh.
So
Ooh,
that
shiny.
includes Genesis 1, Genesis 2, and a lovely little Shadow Main chibi.
Oh.
I know, lovely, huh? That one I will leave running for the full 2 minutes.
You know, this is why you come to the Roundtable, because we have the goodies.
Oh.
Numbers still going down. What? I'm definitely getting chat overlaid in the video next week.
Yeah.
We're missing half of the shenanigans, aren't we?
We're missing a good half of the shenanigans, yep. Sandy's 32. God,
So-
lass.
Prepare your one-liners for next week and your gift
What
walls.
does Warfare get for his 17th birthday? Game Boy Color, I believe you got for your 17th birthday. Zero Ice never wins anything.
So
Yeah, sounds about right.
somebody
Went
asked
to the
about
vending, yeah.
Imperium. Imperium's a game that we've played. It is a great game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's coming along leaps and bounds. We did have a server up at one point. It was a private server, and Space Engineers as well. I love both those games.
I remember
Um,
Imperium. It's just come to me what it was. Yes, it was okay.
Oh.
It's
The only
changed quite a
thing
bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about Imperium was there was no pull system or transfer system for resources between structures that worked really well, and only one person at a time could access inventories. Limitation of the game engine, I believe.
Unity.
Yes, Unity.
Yeah, 7 days and Rust are the same, so I imagine it probably is game engine, yeah.
So for a game that is
Harry, well done.
well done, Harry French. Now for Harry, I need your Steam name, please. PM to me. And I will friend you on Steam and send you.
Oh, Zero.
Oh, poor Zero.
One day, mate. One day. It'll happen. Trust me.
So that actually went exceptionally well. I think Harry got lucky there because he was one of the players I saw earlier that said he didn't have access to the DLC.
Oh, there we go.
Fantastic.
Super happy about that. Let's have some emojis in chat for Harry.
H is in the chat, please, for Harry.
Give me an H wall.
Let's see those H's.
Love it.
It's Harry. Nice.
Oh, that's great.
Let's just do it. Let's see if I can find.
No, Tom, no.
There we go. Nadi's favorite GIF.
Hang on. So I've got messages from Quick, Lifelines, and Harry. Who am I missing? Because it just shot off the top of the screen.
Where's it gone?
Yeah, where's it gone? Who the fuck?
Demos.
Demos. Yes, I need a message from Demos. What are you doing with your copy of 7 Days, Demos? You want it? Send me an email address. If you don't want it, tell me who you want to give it to. So,
Well, if faffing about, does anybody have any other questions, any queries, any something else beginning with Q? Queens. Anybody got any queens? Anybody? Bob, in relation response to your GIF, the sign is you shouldn't have skipped leg day. Twerkules, goodbye.
Your Majesty.
Good boy. Mom. Oh, I just beat Chris.
There's Demos. Here he is.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, you know the conversation we were having just before this started, Nani, about Jack and things.
Yes.
I had a fantastic idea this morning, and I've completely forgotten it now.
Thank you for sharing that.
It's really annoying me, and now it should annoy you too.
Do you actually have a question, Fester, or are you just joining in on the gift war?
Hello.
Hello,
Hey,
Sandy.
hey, Sandy.
Okay,
Sandy.
so
are we good?
we were.
I think we're done for today.
I was going to say we're
What's going
approaching an hour, so.
Ow.
I will say thank you for everybody that's messaged me with the information that I need. I will get to it ASAP. But I've had a long day, lots of meetings, so I want to play some games now.
That sounds like fun.
That does sound like fun.
What
So,
are we going to play, DJ?
who am I going to victimize today then? Tom,
DK. Ah,
take us out.
thank you all for coming. We've been the Wicked Ninjas. You, as always, have been awesome, as is that table, Bob. Have a lovely night. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Goodbye.